Hello friends, as in the last video we have discussed about the Victorian era. So friends, the Victorian era was the age of British history spanning the 64-year reign of Queen Victoria, that is from 1837 to 1901. The period saw the British Empire grow to become global industrial power, producing much of world's coal, iron, steels and textiles. Victorians served as a figurehead for the nation. Then comes the Edwardian era. So friends, Edwardian era in the United Kingdom is the period which included the reign of King Edward VII, that is from 1901 to 1910. The Edwardian era usually includes some years before and after his reign up to the First World War. The Edwardian period of British history spanned the reign of King Edward VII and it sometimes extended to the First World War. The death of Queen Victoria in January 1901 marked the end of Victorian era. And then comes the Edwardian era. Now friends, do you know what is the Edwardian era known for? So friends, the Edwardian period was known for elegance and luxury among the rich and powerful in Britain, but general failure to prepare for some of the challenges of the 20th century, particularly World War I, which broke up 4 years after the death of King Edward. Then do you know why it is called Edwardian period? Edwardian era is the last period in British history to be named after the monarch who reigned over it. Like the Victorian age, Edwardian took its name, not only its name but also much of the characteristics from its monarch, and Edward was a different character to his mother. Now, what is the difference between Victorian and Edwardian eras? So the main difference between Victorian and Edwardian era in its strictest meaning is that the Victorian era was the time in which Victoria was on the throne, that is from the year 1837 to 1901, and the Edwardian age was the time in which her son was on the throne, that is from 1901 to 1910. The world is constantly in the situation of flux and is constantly changing itself. This change may not only be just physical in nature but is also ideological. The same applies in almost every field you may see in this world today. Literature is by far one of the most prime examples of ideological changes affecting the prevalent character of a field. The end of the Victorian era marked a new beginning for the literature in the land with the fresh ideas and greater need leading the way. Edwardian literature would go on to be more intense, social, and political for ages to come. Edwardian novels would go on to start a new style of writing that would be prevalent for a long time to come. Friends, there were a lot of developments and changes in the Edwardian era as compared to the Victorian era, such as socio-political aspects of the Edwardian era, then Edwardian architecture, then we have Edwardian styles, then women's clothing, jewelries, then men's clothing, Edwardian arts. There were so many changes. Okay, then working class jewelry, then brooches, earrings, so many changes. Then finally the Great War and the end of the era. Then in 1910, the Edwardian era ended. Now friends, we will discuss the conclusion of Edwardian era. So friends, the fashionable lifestyle of the Edwardian era was put to an abrupt end when the First World War began in 1914, making raw materials harder to come by, such as platinum was replaced by, while gold alloy decreasing in the value of jewelry being produced. So then, King Edward passed away in 1910, but the Edwardian era often includes the following years leading up to World War I, while many historians include the war years and still argue that the shift in parliamentary power from the Liberals to the Labour Party in 1924 marked the break between Edwardian and modern Britain.